We've built a 100-bed summer campground on an old golf course here on south end of Bulloch County that serves children in foster care from around the state. And we're launching this year our own original version of summer camp called Camp 7, with the focus being a very direct emphasis on working with kids who are eligible for adoption in foster care but do not have any identified resources leading to that adoption. So they're the 60 to 100 kids at any given time in the state system that are completely severed from their biological families but don't have an identified outcome as far as a long-term adoptive solution. And so we're going to take those kids and we're going to put them in a summer campground setting, and we're going to give them a rock star core memory making opportunity. But that is just good, and we try not to sacrifice good for best. So best is we have to do the hard part of turn around and go and be hyper intentional, almost like nutty intentional about recruiting volunteers from the ranks of adults in the state of Georgia who have considered adoption from foster care, and take those people and shove them into the blender of a rockstar summer camp where we're already making core memories, and see if we can't legitimately change the world for one kid, right? With Camp 7, when we set out, I asked some people who have been working with the state of Georgia for 3.5 decades through Broken Shackle Ranch if they could give me some conversations with people at the very highest levels of DFACs in the state of Georgia, and they did. Right? So you have to take off the crazy orange hat that the kids love, and you have to set up a Zoom call, which I'm not a thing, right? And then you have to sit still and talk to other professional adults who are in this grind day in and day out, right? So I'm in a meeting with the director of DHS, which is like even like one up from the DFACS director as far as the food chain goes for these kids, and I'm pitching this notion of Camp 7, right? And they're digging it, and so they pass it down to the adoption coordinator for the state of Georgia, right? And she's digging it, and so she says, let me work on a list. So 2 weeks later, I follow up with her, and she's like, yeah, I got the list yesterday. I'll call you about it tomorrow. They developed a list of 50 kids who are free and clear for adoption, legally free for adoption, state terminology. No identified resources, state terminology. That means there's no plan. So these two kids at 11 and 14 or 9 or 15 and 16, the plan currently is, well, if nobody comes along, they just get to stay here until they're 18, and then they get a pat on the back and a boot in the butt, and they're told good luck. So they handed us this list. So you got to be careful what you ask for, because we said we wanted to do this thing, and now God's like, all right, bet, here, go. So, and we've started our meetings now to figure out the logistics of drawing in kids from every corner of the state. We're used to being an epicenter, and now it's the other. Now we're going to be drawing in kids, 25 and 30 kids for girls camp and boys camp from all over the state, with the goal. It's not going to be an adoption camp because it's in Petco. It's not going to be weird, right? They're coming to a rockstar summer camp. But make no mistake, the top desk drawer where you have your piece of paper where you write the little goals that nobody ever sees, if I had a desk, it would be in it. That, on that one, is one of these kids gets adopted one day, and then we'll call it a win.